Okay, so this one here is evaluate the contribution of monetary policy in achieving macrostability. Now, actually, it looks like a really hard essay, but actually it's quite an easy essay. So 2009 to 2020, we had really low interest rates in the UK at 0.5%. Now, we can argue, of course, that it helped the UK economy get through austerity because the government was decreasing G with a very expansionary monetary policy at that time. We were using quantitative easing, etc., etc. So you can also add QE onto this. And it did probably save the banking system. However, it has stored up problems for the future because house prices have increased massively, creating the potential of another asset price boom. Also, that has led to a rise in inequality. Pretty successful policy, nice and easy to evaluate. Not brilliant, but at least it saved the UK economy. 2009, as I just mentioned, we had QE. Now, the question against that is that we did help the banking system. So then you can explain how QE works. You can go through all that theory, bond price going up, coupon stays the same, yield goes down, lower interest rates. Therefore, mortgages become cheaper. Therefore, house prices go up. Once again, creates more inequality. Could the money be spent in better ways rather than saving the banking system? A lot of people say, well, why didn't we build like a green infrastructure? Or why didn't we build more houses to help that particular problem? There's also the issue of moral hazard, right, which allows people to take as much risk as they like, knowing that they're going to be bailed out by the government, and also led to a large increase in house prices. In 2020, we continued to have low interest rates. In fact, they went down to 0.1% during this period of time. But we were probably in a bit of a Keynesian liquidity trap. Interest rates weren't really doing that much. But what the government did do, they used a thing called modern monetary financing. This is where you normally go to the bond market and sell your bonds on the bond market. But here, bonds were created. They were then paid for by the Bank of England. That money was then transferred directly over to the government, and then the government could almost use this as part of its monetary policy, called modern monetary financing. But in a way, it's also acting like fiscal policy and putting demand into the economy. Now, even though our GDP took a hit of almost minus 20% of GDP, we did get through that period of time. So in conclusion, we're probably going to say monetary policy, pretty good, pretty extreme times. However, right now it has led to a bit of a house price boom, an asset price bubble, where people have overstretched themselves once again. We got 400% of GDP as personal debt. If we raise interest rates too quickly to calm the housing market down, that could create a real problem in terms of people being made homeless. So the government probably hasn't raised interest rates high enough. And maybe if we'd been really clever about it, we could have raised interest rates and also used modern monetary financing at the same time. So raising interest rates would have brought down the housing market, and we could have used modern monetary financing in all sorts of ways. We did use it for furlough. Perhaps we could have used it for a green revolution as well. Okay, so that's the contribution of monetary policy. Interesting essay. It looks really hard, but actually if you get through it, it's actually not a bad essay to do. Thank you.